come to the end of our evening, but not before we present the Council of the Year Award, which is given each year to a council that exemplifies the spirit of the World Affairs Councils in the work that they do. We have incredible partners and councils across this country doing remarkable work on a daily basis, and we would be here all night if we enumerated each of those achievements. But I think there's one council this year that really needs to be singled out, and they are our recipients of the Council of the Year Award. You know, some communities have one beltway around it. You know, Washington has a beltway. We joke about getting outside the beltway. Baltimore has a beltway. Kansas City, where I used to live, has a beltway, has a loop around it. But only a certain city that I know has not one and not two, but a burgeoning third loop around it because it's growing so large. The 7th largest metropolitan area in the country. Has anybody figured it out yet? The 7th largest metropolitan area in the United States. The home of one of my favorite grocery stores. I'm not allowed to say which one because I'm on stage. And a really remarkable council that embodies the spirit of the World Affairs Councils and embodies Carlos's spirit because it was in fact Carlos's council. The World Affairs Council of San Antonio, ladies and gentlemen. Founded in 1982, the World Affairs Council of San Antonio has been an important forum in the Lone Star State to focus on international issues and their connection to the local community. The Council does this in deep partnership with universities, corporations, community organizations, and a whole group of individuals, including Carlos and Malu Alvarez, who deeply care about making sure that there's an informed electorate, making sure that there's informed civil discourse, and making sure that there is a prepared and enthusiastic, right-track next generation to help us solve so many challenges we face around the world today. They're also a dedicated member of the WACA National Network, hosting the Council Leadership Meeting in a wonderful way in 2018. And we can't say enough about their board, and especially their CEO, Armin Babajanian, who joins us this evening. Armin, please, would you come up to accept?
This is for show and tell later. Thank you so much. I got to say, wow, to see from the other side of the podium, it's a very different. See what I did there? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Matthew, for your leadership. Glenn, thank you so much for sharing those heartfelt words about Carlos Alvarez. It's a little bit different not having Carlos around. I remember last year around this time, I was sitting at one of those tables over there, and there was a panel discussion, and he came in late. You know, he kind of walked in and out, and he sat right next to me. During the presentation, he started talking to me and just started making me laugh. And the lady in front of me turned around and she just went, shh. And and you know, I looked at Carlos, and I don't know who that lady was, and I'm sorry. I know it's a year late, but I apologize for disrupting the program. But Carlos looked at me and he said, I guess we better be quiet. And I was like, wait, what do you mean we? I had nothing to do with this. I feel Carlos in this room. I feel I'm on this stage now, and that's why I'm not that nervous. I just remember him all the time, particularly coming to this event, to this conference. Thank you to the World Affairs Councils of America team and the National Board. We see the fruits and labor of our national team at this conference, but there's a lot of hard work that takes place outside of this conference every single day. Whether it's the membership committee, the conference committee, the weekly forums on Zoom, or forming partnerships with KEI or the Peace Institute, our national office is made up of such an amazing team that keeps our interests locally top of mind. They are invaluable to me, to my board, to my team, and our community. As we stand here today, we stand with our colleagues who have come before us, who are not here, and our friends throughout the network who are here and who have paved the way for what we have become as the premier organization that educates and informs everyday Americans about international relations, policy, politics, culture, and foreign policy in a respectful way. As much as we humbly appreciate this recognition, we don't do any of this on our own. When I began my service to the World Affairs Council of San Antonio almost 6 years ago, many of you reached out to lend a hand or an ear to let me know that you were there to help, guide, and to collaborate. The first one was a young man who not only called me, but sent me a card and checked in on me and welcoming me to the network. He eventually left that council and decided to become the CEO of the national office, Matthew Hughes. Thank you for your leadership, Matthew. It showed from the onset when I met you. There are others who have become dear colleagues and mentors: Marianne, Mary, Liz, Joyce, Felicia, Patrick, Tim, Bill, Derek, Serge, so many others. Thank you so much. We hear it every day from our guests who attend our programs, how much they learn, how well informed they are, and how much more empathy they have gained because of attending an event or hearing a story from an immigrant, for example. On behalf of my team in San Antonio and our board, thank you for this recognition. As I mentioned earlier, we don't do this alone. We have interns, we have staff, got a great program person, Miranda Martinez. It's her first conference, so thank you. And of course, the board of directors. Our past board chair, our current board chair, and our incoming board chair are all here today. If you could please stand. Thank you, Peggy, Pace, Elizabeth Lorenz, and Hugo Lizarraga. Thank you so much. Our success stems from the positive, visionary people that we surround ourselves with each day. We find great value in our partners and our donors, volunteers, staff, and especially with each other. I want to thank you for this recognition. We're humbled, we are honored, and they didn't have Shiner at the bar, but Carlos did get his start by selling a bunch of these Coronas. Carlos, this one's for you. Salud.